You've got exactly 2 hours left in your weekly game session. Your players kick down a reinforced dungeon door, they roll initiative against 6 hobgoblins, and just like that, that's the rest of your night. You spend the next 120 minutes chipping away at pools of hit points, tracking minor status conditions, moving plastic miniatures around a grid, and waiting for your turn. By the time the last monster finally drops, the energy in the room is completely dead. The tension didn't build a crescendo, it just withered away. It wasn't an epic battle to be remembered, it was a weekly chore. The 1981 BX rules, specifically the Moldvay Basic Edition, solved this problem 40 years ago with a single mechanic called morale. And I'm going to show you exactly how to run it in whatever edition you're playing. No system conversion required. Now, if you're running 5e, you've probably been told this is just how it works. And you've probably been given the standard advice. Describe your swings with a more cinematic flair, use a digital encounter calculator, or just quietly cut monsters' health pools in half behind your screen. Tweak it. All right? Those aren't real solutions. They are cosmetic band-aids placed on top of a fundamentally broken philosophical design. To understand exactly where your session time is being stolen from you every week, let's look at a side-by-side timeline of an identical encounter. Modern design versus old school design. In a standard modern edition encounter, the structural timeline is completely linear and predictable. Round 1, the party and the monsters clash in the center of the room. Round 2, the first monster dies, and the wizard drops a tactical spell. Round 3, the players clearly secure the upper hand. The tactical puzzle is entirely solved. At this exact point, everyone sitting around the table knows precisely who is going to win the engagement. But the remaining 4 monsters still have 30 or 40 hit points each. The system has no exit. You just keep going. Round 4, round 5, round 6. You know who wins. The dice just don't care because the system lacks any internal off-ramp. The monsters stand their ground and fight to the absolute last drop of blood, like brainless, fanatical Terminators. And the players recycle their basic attacks until the board is completely wiped clean. And that is where the slog lives. The entire second half of the combat encounter where the narrative stakes are essentially non-existent. But the structural math demands you finish the job anyway. Now let's look at the classic BX timeline under identical circumstances. Round 1, the party blocks the narrow dungeon hallway. Arrows fly, and the fighter cuts down the hobgoblin leader in a single clean exchange. Round 2, another hobgoblin falls in a well-placed strike. Right at this precise moment, an old-school referee, that's what BX calls the GM, doesn't look at the monster's hit points to see how many rounds are left. The ref looks at the monster's morale score. And the 1981 Basic Rules, every single creature in the book has an internal morale rating between 2 and 12. A standard hobgoblin sits at a 9. 2 things force a morale check. 1, the first creature on the side is killed or incapacitated. 2, the group is reduced to half its original starting number. That's it. 2 dice, 2 moments. So at the start of round 2, the leader is dead. The ref drops 2 6-sided dice. If the total is higher than the monster's morale score of 9, the fight is immediately over. A psychological break occurs. The remaining hobgoblins don't stand there waiting to be mechanically harvested for experience points. They realize they are outmatched. Panic sets in, and they break formation. When you sit down to prep your next session, assign your factions a score on a simple 12-point scale. 6 or a 7, well, they're cowardly goblins, easily startled wildlife. 8 or 9, well-trained town guards, disciplined mercenary squads. 10, elite palace knights, sworn protectors, terrifying monster predators. 12, undead and constructs. They don't have minds to break. Now, before I walk you through exactly how to drop this into your current campaign, a massive, heartfelt thank you to the Tavern's minions. Well over 750 as I record this are dedicated channel members. You are what keep the torches lit here at the tavern every single week. If you want to join them, the link is right down below in the description. Now, think about what that trigger does to your session's timeline. The moment the tactical tension peaks and the players achieve a definitive victory condition, the game mechanics grant you an immediate narrative off-ramp. You don't spend the next 40 minutes cleaning up hit point bloat. The remaining hobgoblins drop their heavier shields, they turn around, and they sprint down the Darkstone corridor, screaming to their allies or slamming an iron door behind them to spike it shut. Now, suddenly the game transforms from a slow, grinding skirmish back into a high-stakes exploration game. Do the players chase them down to prevent them from raising the rest of the dungeon? Do they let them flee and risk an ambush later? Do they secure the immediate room before reinforcements arrive? The momentum of your game night never hits a wall. It changes vector. Modern tabletop design treats combat like an isolated tactical board game, where victory is defined solely by total, uncompromising annihilation. Old school design treats combat as a highly dangerous, unpredictable environment hazard, where both sides possess a fundamental desire to survive, to see tomorrow. When you strip out the morale procedure, think about it, every low-level street thug, hungry wolf, and greedy mercenary is magically transformed into a fanatical zealot, willing to accept total execution for no logical reason. It completely ruins the narrative consistency of your world, and it absolutely kills your pacing. And here's the part I promised at the start. You don't need to switch systems. You don't need to pack up your bags and move your entire table to a different rule set. You can take the 1981 BX morale engine and drop it directly into your current campaign, completely raw, regardless of what modern edition you happen to be running. When you sit down to prep your next session, stop focusing purely on balancing challenge ratings and hit point maximums. Instead, assign your factions a morale score using the scale we just covered. The next time your players make a major tactical play, whether it's dropping a well-placed fireball that vaporizes the front line, or they orchestrate a precise assassination of the enemy captain, don't just say, okay, who's next in initiative? Take out 2 ordinary 6-sided dice. Roll them openly or behind your screen. If you roll over that faction score, halt the grid combat entirely. Describe the immediate visceral reality of panic. Let the survivors scramble for the exit doors. Let them drop to their knees and beg for quarter. Or let them grab a nearby chest and try to flee with their lives. Your players will absolutely love it because their big, impactful decisions will actually carry the mechanical weight to end a threat instantly, rather than just shaving a tiny sliver of a massive monolithic health bar. And as a referee, you're going to love it because you finally get your session time back. You can actually run 3 or 4 completely distinct rooms in a single night instead of watching one hallway shuffle consume your entire evening. Monsters are living creatures within the context of the world. Let them run away. Folks, this is a collab with DM Angelo. He is covering the 1E kind of aspect of this topic. Check out what Angelo has. His link is below in the description. If you want to keep breaking down these classic time-tested procedures that keep table play fast, dangerous, and highly functional, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. Until next time, pull up a sturdy stool, keep your iron rations dry, keep rolling those dice, and God bless. I'll catch you later.